From Temu comes the Wasp Warrior. Yes, this is a third-party Bumblebee, not Wasp. Wasp is somewhat different, and not Raspinator. So this is a movie-style Bumblebee from Temu that is well-armed, and we're going to go through it. Now, this product was sent to me by Temu, and Temu has been kind enough to provide this code, which you can use to get a $100 coupon bundle. Just search for it in the app. There's also this wonderful QR code you can scan. That'll work too. And they sent me this at no cost so I can review it for you guys, and there's a link in the description for you to get it. But let's see what this Wasp Warrior is all about. I'm not very fond of wasps. Really not a big fan of bees, but Bumblebee, I'll make an exception. So if you're new to the channel, I'm Captain Kyle. Welcome aboard. If you're a longtime viewer, awesome. Thanks for coming back. That is so cool. We're gonna have fun with the Wasp Warrior. Again, thanks to Temu. And let's break this thing open. Well, first, be right back. So it's actually a very nice box. It has some artwork of Bumblebee. Now, inside, it looks a little bit different than the artwork because the picture shown on the back is the regular yellow version. But I don't like regular versions of a lot of things. Okay, that didn't sound right. This one is the Black Bee, the Black Wasp Warrior. Now, as you can see, he has a gun, he has alternate heads, he has a big hammer so he could join the wreckers, and he has instructions, which are very handy. I mean, something as soon as you can scan a QR code for the instructions. It's not the QR code I want you to scan. But let's take him out of this plastic, and there's no tape on it, so it makes it real easy. And let's take a look at this guy. Now, he looks like a lot of versions of the movie Bumblebee. Let's zoom in on him for you. And it looks pretty cool, like a stealth mode. And this hammer, you know, Solus Prime might want to borrow that. And there's the gun, and we'll refer to the instructions. Like I said, 2 alternate heads. Now, they're kind of interesting. One of them is the battle mask, and the other one looks like zombie. Basically, half the battle mask is blown off, and his metal exoskeleton is revealed underneath. That is interesting. But we will put this aside. Now, first of all, let's check out the instructions, see if they say anything about the weaponry, which they don't seem to say much about the weaponry, but that's all right. We'll figure it out. So the gun normally goes over the hand. I'm wondering if we need to fold in the hand or just keep it out. So the gun slides over his fist. Basically, you take the inner plate and put it on the inside of his arm, and then it gets nestled between that and his outer plate, and he can shoot a whole bunch of Decepticons. Or, you know, fake Decepticons, because he doesn't actually have an Autobot symbol. We don't talk about that. So there's that weapon, but he also has a hammer, which you can fit in one hand or both. Now, there's no posts or slots in the hand that match up to the hammer, so luckily the hand's open and closed, and I'll go over that with the Poseability. And if you notice at the very tip of the hammer, the very end of it, it's actually in the shape of kind of an Autobot symbol. No details, but just the outer shape. Could use it for the Auto brand. Where's Jetfire when you need him? So he can use it in battle. He can, maybe I should zoom this out a little bit so you can see the top of the hammer. But yeah, he can really, really pound, shut up Logan, some Decepticons. Or, you know, Optimus if he gets a little antsy and, you know, some kind of creature messes with him, turns him into Nemesis Prime. That was a really weird subplot. Don't let me get started on that. No. But yeah, so there's his weapons. Now the heads, they appear to actually slide on. So you actually remove his face. Give me your face. And then you can either put on the battle helmet or the semi-zombie face. But we'll just go with his regular face for now, and we'll put the heads aside. Bumblebee doesn't need any more heads. Logan, shut up. All right, so we've gone over the weapons. We've talked about the alternative heads. Let's talk about some posability. Now, I've never been super fond of the Bayverse designs. However, Bumblebee is not a horrible one out of that mix. So I'm gonna flip that around now. It came with the roof extended, but I believe that goes up in here for storage like so, and to give him a little bit more posability. So the first thing we need to test out, of course, can he do a full toes up Jean-Claude Van Damme? And he can. Success. You can even kind of lean him back on his windshield. Eee! So that's a nice piece of this. He's got a lot of movable parts. Some of those are no doubt for the transformation, but I do have to say the deco on the black version of Bumblebee looks pretty dang cool. Now, ankle swivels. He actually has them, and they're actually quite generous. He could be in a really, really wide pose. Let's stand him back up. Now, can he kick forward? Why, yes, he can. Now, the structure of this is such that make sure that the hips are aligned or else he'll go off to the side. But pretty decent front kick, pretty decent back kick, even though you got to worry about this windshield. Side kick, not a problem. In fact, full split, side kick, got him. Bends at the knee. Now, if you want to bring the knee up a little bit more, I think you can flip this plate out and you can make it go up a little bit more, but I'm not sure because that's like his thigh cover. And he does swivel all the way around. The joint is at the knee. Just be aware of that. He also can twist at the waist all the way around very nicely. His arms could potentially go all the way around, except that the door wings get in the way. But he can bend at the elbow. He can swivel. His fists, there's no twisting, but he does have somewhat articulated fingers. And the shoulders, by the way, go up and down, so that's part of the transformation, but it also makes him more posable in the arms. But now his thumb can open up and his fingers can close. There is a joint at the wrist. I think it's also part of the transformation more than likely, but his hand can move in and out. He can open up his fingers. He can make a fist, can punch somebody right in the face. His arms can also go out to the side, so he can do some exercises. He can go skydiving. He can actually say it's fun to be at the YMCA. It's fun to be at the, well, I don't know about the M. M would be difficult. CA? Something like that. Now his head can turn all the way around, but you gotta move up his chin in order to actually get it to go all the way around. So there he is, a very cool looking third-party version of movie Bumblebee with black stealth paint. Now obviously he's got the wheels showing, so a little bit of kibble, but that's pretty much how they did things anyway. All right, one more spin on the turntable of doom. Okay, 2 more spins. And let's get him into his vehicle mode. So there he is in Stealth Camaro mode. Actually, pretty cool looking car. I wouldn't mind owning this, as a real car, because I do own it as, this. But yeah, the transformation, kind of complex, and I have to say that the instructions were more of a guideline than helpful. I was able to kind of get the gist of what it was doing, but I also used my years of experience transforming things to get it set up. There may be a video somewhere for those who need a little bit more help, but it's a very cool looking sports car. He is about 6 1/4 inches long, and I realize now that I didn't measure him in robot mode, so looks like I'm transforming him back. But first, the roll test. The roll test is actually not bad. Okay, there he skidded. I was gonna say it wasn't skidding, but good push, straight he goes. Very nice. I do like the silver wheels, or the silver rims rather, and there are the hints of gold, the yellow that make him Bumblebee, but definitely a cool looking vehicle in black. Night Bumblebee, a dangerous flight into the shadowy world of a bot who does not exist. Okay, maybe that's taking it a bit too far, but he's a pretty cool vehicle, definitely a posable bot, and the transformation is pretty cool. Okay, in robot mode, he is 6 1/2 inches tall, and one thing I didn't notice when I took him out of the package is he's got these extensions on his wings that actually fold down, so he can get through some slightly less wide doors without, breaking some windshields. You can also kind of move the wings a little bit if you want to. But overall, I have to say, once you get the transformation down, it's not that difficult. It is, of course, with most of the Bay stuff, a lot of panels basically slide out and move into place so that you can, basically form a very smooth car from a less than smooth looking robot. But this is quite clever. These bumpers actually come out and move up. I like it overall. And you can arm him and he can do some damage. He could be like, let's go take out some Decepticons. Or he could be like, depending on which movie you're watching. Or he can be like going through the stations and come up with, come on, you ain't, you want to live forever. Okay, that's totally something different. But yeah, he is a very cool figure. He's, I'd say Voyager class, maybe even leader class in size. And he runs about $42. Now, I know there is some concern about, hey, how am I supposed to order from Temu, because of tariffs and stuff. Temu actually has a bunch of US warehouses that if it says local delivery, you don't have to worry about that at all. And even if it doesn't, they still can get it to you without any problem. Might take a slight bit longer, but you know, the local delivery stuff, not a problem. So there we have Stealth Bumblebee, and he is a very solid figure. No die cast, but the plastic feels pretty good. The hammer can fall. The hammer will fall. Order in the court. Order in the court. Yeah, and again, I'd like to thank Temu for sending this to me at no cost so I can show it to you guys. And link in the description, and I also put a link and the code in the description, but it's also right here on the screen, and this wonderful QR code that you can scan and get a $100 coupon bundle. Real easy to use the Temu app on your phone. Just scan and go. And I think this is a fun version of Bumblebee. I've gotten rid of some Bumblebees over the years that were Bayverse, but I think I like this one. This one's kind of cool, and I do like the deco. I'm gonna have fun with them, and I hope you're having fun too. And if you're enjoying this content, by all means, feel free to subscribe. I also wanted to let you know, in case you weren't aware, we do now have memberships, so you can support the channel, get some stinking badges for, you know, live chats and stuff. And there are member-only live chats every first Tuesday of the month. Transformers Tuesday, where we're going to be talking about all kinds of stuff. I'm going to break out some rather interesting parts of my collection. I'm going to talk about weird theories and storylines that I'd love to, you know, share with you guys. So check that out. And while you are mulling over this particular Bumblebee, who was originally a mini-bot, there's actually a video over here of various mini-bots reproductions that are also available through Temu. Hopefully. It's been a while. But it's a video definitely worth checking out, and we will see you next time. As always, have fun and good hunting.